Hello, everyone. This is Dino Chris from Prehistoric Facts, and this is a Q&A episode, so let's actually get started, shall we? Questions. First off with Luke Zilla. Luca, so your first question in a long time no see. How have you been? I've been doing pretty good so far. But thank you for asking. And second one, what are your thoughts on the Rhedosaurus, the 1953, the Beast of 20,000 Fathoms? When I look at this, it does look really, really cool. I mean, it looks like a giant lizard. Basically, it's a giant lizard, and there's some fan theories out there about that Rhedosaurus is connected to the MonsterVerse. It could be the precursor to what Shimu was, and it could be related to Godzilla and all that sorts of stuff, but there's no evidence to be found about that. It's just a fan theory, but I do like it. It's been a long time since I've actually seen majority of the movie. I've only seen scenes mostly, but I have yet to watch the movie fully. But at some point I will. But yeah, I think it's actually a really cool creature. And your last question. Did Megaraptor hunt in groups? That's to be determined. Because pack hunting in theropods has actually become a controversial topic, mainly because of that there's not a lot of evidence for it. Yes, we do have mass pileups of meat-eating dinosaurs of the same species that have been found together. You can talk about the Dry Island Bone Bed in Alberta, Canada, where they actually found the majority of where they found multiple Albertosaurus specimens and different types of ages found together. But that doesn't actually give us evidence of pack hunting. It probably gives us more of this is probably a family that actually got washed up in a major flood. But that's still to be determined about that. I mean, that's the same thing with Tyrannosaurus Rex and other types of theropod dinosaurs. Majority of the time, most theropod dinosaurs are going to be solitary animals first, and then they'll actually probably be living in pairs. I wouldn't say a pack, but mainly pairs. The young are more likely going to have to find their own food. But even though that the parents will bring food to the young when they're very, very small, but the young could also still be able to catch prey that would actually be sized for them to eat. So say a small Allosaurus, a hatchling Allosaurus would more likely be eating say insects, small reptiles, small mammals, small amphibians, those sorts of things. But they will eat some small bits of meat, but not a lot of meat. And so, because they're trying to basically get to that point to become larger. But I would say that pack hunting in Megaraptor is probably going to be on we shall see. Maybe not. We don't know. And so I think Megaraptor is still a cool dinosaur no matter what. It's just that we just don't have a lot of evidence for Megaraptor being a pack hunter. And so pack hunting is still a controversial topic in paleontology. In dinosaurs, mainly. Benjamin, your questions. Why are Triceratops and Torosaurus now known from complete skeletons? Well, not all complete skeletons, but we do have. But the reason why is because they are separate species from each other. They're separate species because we do have young Torosaurus that have been found along with young Triceratops. So I know your question is mainly going to be about why are they found to be with complete skeletons as they're adults, and we have and it's basically about Jack Horner's theory or hypothesis is that Torosaurus is an elder stage of Triceratops. or an adult stage of Triceratops when clearly there's no evidence for that. There is no evidence for it because we have found young Torosaurus. We also found young Triceratops. And so, yeah, we do have some good specimens of Triceratops and Torosaurus. So that showcases that they are separate species. And so we're starting to find more. The preservation is actually starting to become a lot better. But Torosaurus is still a little bit more on the rare side when it comes to the ceratopsians of the late Cretaceous, of the Lance Formation. And so, yeah, that's still a rare ceratopsian. But yeah, they did. There has been some occasions where we do find Triceratops and Torosaurus in the same rock formation, but it's just that in the Lance Formation, but it's very rare. And so Torosaurus is more likely going to be, like, say, more likely going to be living in, like, say, Wyoming and further down, even though there has been a Torosaurus that has been found in Montana, but it's just more likely it's a rarity that Torosaurus was in Montana. Because we haven't found a Torosaurus in South Dakota or North Dakota yet, so that's more likely the case is that Torosaurus was actually mainly living closer towards the southern parts of North America or anywhere else. But yeah, Triceratops was almost everywhere. But yeah, but that's a good question. But it's more likely because they are separate species. Is Epanterias an invalid name for Allosaurus? Yes, in terms of that it's a nomen dubium. Epanterias is a nomen dubium name, so that means it's a doubtful name. It's a doubtful name because there's only been one like fossil that has been considered to be Epanterias, but it's more likely going to be considered to be a very large individual of Allosaurus. So it could be Allosaurus anax, for all we know. It could be Allosaurus anax. That could be something. And so, yeah, because since that Saurophaganax is actually considered a nomen dubium or an invalid name now, even though that the name could come back, it's just mainly a more likely could be a sauropod name. But yeah, so Allosaurus, so Epanterias is more likely going to be an Allosaurus, a large Allosaurus, just a large individual of an Allosaurus. Is Prestosuchus a cousin of Prestosuchus? Kinda, yeah. It's a more distant cousin of Prestosuchus because they're part of the Archosaurian type of family, the Pseudosuchians. And so, yeah, that is more likely going to be the case. But the thing is that Prestosuchus is more likely going to be on its hind limbs a lot more than, say, its being on all fours. Because there's evidence to prove this, is that, like, Prestosuchus' legs were long enough to be able to stand on its hind legs and walk on its hind legs and run on its hind legs, but mainly walking. Whereas it being on all fours, that's an old hypothesis now. But Prestosuchus is part of the older lineage of the Pseudosuchians, whereas Prestosuchus is starting to become a little bit more on the advanced side, getting closer towards, like, say, what dinosaurs would ultimately become. But yeah, it's more likely going to be that it's a distant cousin. Prestosuchus is a distant cousin of Prestosuchus. And who would win, Eryops or Mastodonsaurus? Well, Eryops is the amphibian, of course. I have not heard of Mastodonsaurus. I'm looking this up. It is also a large amphibian, 20 feet long. So Eryops is actually a little bit more on, like, the 6 to 10 feet lengthwise, whereas Mastodonsaurus is longer, and so I would have to go with Mastodonsaurus with that one because it's longer and probably has like the better reach and all that. Whereas Eryops is probably going to be a little bit. Eryops is a bit more stocky. It's a bit more stocky, and probably was a little bit more trying to get towards land and in all that sorts of cases. But if it was in the water, I'd say Mastodontosaurus probably more likely is going to be the victor. But Mastodontosaurus is more likely going to be the victor in any case that way. All right, Alex, your questions. Ceratosaurus versus Camptosaurus, who would win? So these are like nearly evenly sized animals, but the thing is, Ceratosaurus is more likely going to go after the young than the adults. And so if it was just adult versus adult, Camptosaurus is more likely going to win. Camptosaurus is more likely going to win. If it just uses its tail to pretty much just get the Ceratosaurus out of the way. Like, if Ceratosaurus is not going to mess with a fully healthy adult Camptosaurus, it could go after the young, that is for sure. But we know Ceratosaurus is mainly going to go after, like, a little bit more on the smaller end of prey. So it probably would be eating, like, the young, like, sauropods. It'll also be eating young Stegosaurus and young Camptosaurus and all that sorts of stuff. So, yeah, it would more likely be doing that. But, like, if it was adult versus adult, Camptosaurus is more likely going to win. And then your last one. What are your opinions on the trailer for the Dinosaurs that is going to be on Netflix, and how do you think that the dinosaurs will compare to Walking with Dinosaurs and Prehistoric Planet? So, to the first part of this question, what are my opinions on the trailer for the Dinosaurs? It's going to be on Netflix, which is a spin-off from Life on Our Planet. I thought it was actually neat. There are still some issues I do have with it in terms of, like, some of the designs of some of the dinosaurs. Mainly, like, say, when you look at the T-Rex, it almost looks like it like the teeth there's too many teeth in the mouth. Like, there's way too many teeth in the mouth. But when you look at the close-up of it, you definitely see, like, the different sizes and the maxillary part of the animal. And also in the lower jaw, which is great. I like that. I like that improvement. It's just that the premaxillary teeth there's too many of them. And I think the Spinosaurus, how it looks, it's actually really neat. But I love the Stegosaurus design. The Stegosaurus design looks so cool. Just the different design of the plates and, like, how it's, like, able to defend itself against an Allosaurus, which is awesome. I just love that Stegosaurus. It just looks so cool, especially, like, the rigid, like, design of the plates. Just looks so cool. And yeah, and at least we're gonna get some Triassic scenes in there too. If I remember correctly, I think it's supposed to be 4 or 5 episodes. If I remember correctly, so it's not gonna be very long. But at least it's still gonna be narrated by Morgan Freeman. At least the baby T-Rexes are actually much better designed this time, because I did have a problem with the young T-Rexes where they were not feathered, whereas the adults were, and so that was a problem. But yeah, that was actually a little bit of an issue with that one. And how would they compare with, like, the Walking with Dinosaurs designs and even Prehistoric Planet? Prehistoric Planet's still a lot better, in my opinion. Prehistoric Planet is just way better. Like, story, designs of the animals, all that sorts of stuff. They're just so far ahead of what the 2025 Walking with Dinosaurs had done, and also the previous Walking with Dinosaurs, which was the 1999 version. But, like, the 1999 version has a much better story in each episode, and also it looks like that you were right there walking with the dinosaurs, whereas the 2025 version was just really messy. Even though some people did like it, it's just that the overuse of CGI was actually a problem, and some of the designs just did not look like they were finished properly, and I did not like the back and forth that the 2025 Walking with Dinosaurs did, because that just took us out of the story and just way too much, and it's too distracting. Whereas, like, the original Walking with Dinosaurs, that was amazing, because you just kept the story, you just you stayed in that time period, and you're just following the animals. I mean, why couldn't they do that but Prehistoric Planet did. So that was pretty much what that is Prehistoric Planet kept it in those areas where it was going to be. But hopefully for season 4 of Prehistoric Planet, hopefully we do go to another time period. I'm hoping for that. I am really hoping for that. Like, it could be the Jurassic, it could be like an Eocene, Oligocene, could be maybe the Permian, or otherwise maybe the Carboniferous. You know, we could go either way. I'm hoping for a Permian one because I think that would be awesome. Or even like a Jurassic Prehistoric Planet season, or even in the Triassic. Triassic does not get enough love in terms of people that are interested in dinosaur documentaries, or paleontology documentaries in that matter. Because we need more Triassic stuff. I want more Triassic stuff. Like, we don't always need to have Jurassic and Cretaceous all the time. Let's just go to the Triassic a little bit more. At least, like, the Dinosaurs is going to have that. I'm really hoping for, like, Survival Earth is actually going to like impress us a lot, because I know that's coming out pretty soon. Hopefully we get a good trailer at some point for that, because I'm looking forward to that, because we're going to go through like the different types of extinctions, and so far the designs of some of these animals look really cool and really good, and so hopefully that Survival Earth is actually going to happen sometime this year. Hopefully it does. But like Prehistoric Planet so far is actually way better, in my opinion, of all the dinosaur documentaries that have, or the paleontology documentaries that have come out. But yeah, Prehistoric Planet is way better. Anyway, that's all the questions I got for you today. So next week will be a special episode to let you guys know what kind of prehistoric animal I'm going to talk about. So if you have a request for a future special episode, please let me know in the comments section, because I will put them down on my list just to keep in mind. If any of you are like pressing for like a prehistoric animal that I need to talk about, like as soon as possible, well, just to let you know, be patient, because that will come. It's just that I got others that I have to talk about, because there's been some requests that I have gotten like, say, months ago, that I still need to do. And so just be patient and it will come. And so, yeah, so I'll let you guys know what kind of prehistoric animal I'm going to talk about. So, so keep on sending me some requests for prehistoric animals I should talk about in like future special episodes. So it could be any type of vertebrate animal. So just make sure it's a vertebrate animal. Nothing against invertebrates. It's just that I just know a little bit more about the vertebrates. A lot more. But you can still send me questions about dinosaurs and other prehistoric life by emailing me at dinochrist71@gmail.com, or just go to my Facebook page, Prehistoric Facts with Dino Chris. Like the page, yes, you post your questions in the comment section. Please put them in the comment section. Don't put them on Messenger. Messengers are private conversations only. So please put your questions in the comment section on any Facebook post. And also for you YouTubers out there, like the videos, subscribe to the channel. According to my analytics, a lot of you guys are checking out my channel, not subscribed yet. So please feel free to hit that subscribe button, and also hit the like button, because that's how the YouTube algorithm works. The more likes the video gets, the more likely the video gets spread out to people that are interested in dinosaurs, prehistoric life, paleontology, and geology in general. So please feel free to do so. And also share the videos, share the channel to anybody that is interested in dinosaurs, prehistoric life, paleontology, and geology in general. So please feel free to do so. And also hit that notification bell so that way you can get weekly notifications of every video that comes out. And also, you can also go onto my channel. You can hit the post tab. You can actually see I post like updates on videos, news in paleontology in terms of dinosaurs, and of course, polls. I post polls every 3 days on the channel, so that way you guys can interact, and you guys have been awesome in participating in the polls. So keep up the great work. And also for your YouTubers, leave your questions in the comment section, because I do read them all. All of you guys are sending me questions via email, Facebook, and YouTube. You guys are awesome. Give me some great questions for these Q&A episodes. It means a lot. So keep up the great work with that. And also make sure you keep your questions short and to the point. You also follow me on Instagram at dino.chris.pf. I post pretty cool stuff on there. You can also follow me on Threads, same thing, at dino.chris.pf. I post pretty cool stuff on there as well. Also, take care of the people around you. Notice if you're younger people out there, make sure to listen to your parents, your teachers, and your guardians. It's the best motivation you could have for a good education. It's very important to have a good education. With a good education, you get a good job in the future. That's it for now, and I'll see you guys next time.